Fantasy. Leadership said the thing will reach your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy. Yeah, watching footy fantasy. Footy fantasy. Leadership said the thing will meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. Footy fantasy. Footy fantasy.
Welcome to another edition of your favorite podcast, Footy Fantasy. We're back again, and the World Cup is still on, so this is going to be another World Cup dominated episode. We have three fantastic guests. I won't include myself. I'm probably not as fantastic as they are. But before we jump into introductions, I'm going to do a bit of housekeeping, where you can find us on our social media handles. I'm going to pop that up on the screen there. All right, so we have our YouTube. Our YouTube channel is at Footy Fantasy. Twitter handle is at Footy80 Fantasy. And Instagram is at Fantasy Footy. And then Team Music is from SJ Music. That music that we were vibing to just before we came on air. Thank you for joining us. And today we have, starting with Gloria. Gloria is back again. We're happy to have you with us, Gloria. Thank you for joining us for another wonderful episode. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. And we have a couple of our regulars. We have Henry, who is here with us once again. Thank you, Henry. Very level-headed guy. Usually deals in good logic and rationale. We're always happy to have you, man. No, and he's an Arsenal fan, so it's a bit, we can't really reconcile that, logic and Arsenal fan, but he's one of those few ones.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Fantastic. And we have a Chelsea fan with us, Asha. Asha is here once again to give us some real good vibes from the fantastic country called Ghana. Hopefully they don't have any jollof rice to serve us today, but I mean, they did well. Welcome, Asha. I hope you have recovered from the defeats on Friday.
No.
Obviously, I can see. For those who are not watching, Asha's background is VAR checking penalty. For those who are not watching, that's his background. So he has come with some real hot spice today. He has some real gripes with FIFA. Actually, let's give you a peek behind the curtains. Before we came on air, it was already spicy. We're talking about Folarin Balogun's overturned red card, suspended red card, so to speak. Maybe we'll go there first. Maybe we'll just open that. We've already discussed it, but I know there might be a couple of our viewers who also want to talk about that. So let me get this one off the screen. We'll do maybe 2 or 3 minutes on that, because that's like the hottest news that came out just now. Asha has some interesting views. We go with Asha first. It feels there's some corruption going on. Tell us about this corruption, Asha.
What is the question I ask everyone is, what's the definition of a red card?
Mm-hmm. There are many definitions. There are many definitions.
Which one is FIFA going by? It changes by the game. It changes by the minutes. It changes by the hour. South Africa's, I went back to look at all the red cards. South Africa's red card was the guy was given a red card because he ran into a Mexican player.
And was it a straight red card?
Or was it was a straight red card. And they said he punched the Mexican red player. But Messi.
Yes, he did. But he did.
So that one is okay. So
he punched the player. He did.
He was running. And he was trying to move the guy out of the way. So that's not
out of the way. Like, you move somebody out of the way by swinging this way.
That's what I'm going to get into, is that FIFA is going down a road that they are going to find it very hard to turn around, because they are doing the same thing with offsides and red cards. I thought offsides used to be a deflection of the defender. Now it's intentional. How do you define what an intentional deflection is?
Okay, you're talking about Portugal, Croatia.
Portugal, yeah.
Because they did it in the game against Iran. They did it against Croatia. There's another game they've done it in. I can't remember which one it was.
That rule has existed for a long time. That rule has existed
No,
for a long time.
intentional. It hasn't been intentional. It hasn't always been intentional.
Deliberate player. You have to be in control of the ball. It's not just the deliberate part. You have to be in control of the ball. That player was not in control of the ball. So that's why that was disallowed.
So here's the point of what I'm saying. If the defender throws himself in front of the ball deflects and it goes to a corner, that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
If the ball deflects of a defender and goes into the net, that is okay.
I don't understand.
Defense of a defender and it goes to a striker and the person scores, that's not okay.
No, okay. Number one, let's agree first. Let's talk about Folarian's own first. Then we'll circle back to Portugal, Croatia. We'll go back to Portugal, Croatia. Let's finish Folarian.
They keep changing this whole thing into intentional versus unintentional, deliberate versus undeliberate. If I'm a player and accidentally tackle someone, the person gets injured. Oh, I didn't mean it. I tried to kick the ball. I missed. Okay. Yeah. So now, but
yeah, I give you an example too. I give you an example of Van der Ven trying to tackle Isaac, and then he broke Isaac's leg, and Van der Ven didn't get a red card.
I know.
He didn't even get a yellow card.
That's Premier League. We are talking about FIFA. FIFA is the one supposed to be.
It's football. I still the same football.
No. Hold on. I say this for a reason. Also, they are changing the rules, and I don't like it because even they brought a rule. If you get injured and the medical team comes on, you have to go off the field for what, 1 minute?
I don't like that rule. I don't like that rule.
I don't like that rule either. Did you watch the Argentina versus Cape Verde game?
Yeah, they allowed the Argentine player to come back on. Yeah,
they even stopped the corner kick until the player came on.
So they allowed him to change his nose and everything.
So what is deliberate? What is intentional? What is what's like?
But this is not. I understand what you're saying. I'll let Gloria chime in with her own view on the Folarian one. We'll go back to Portugal, Croatia. Let Folarian one first. Yeah, Gloria, what's your view?
No, for me, immediately it happened. The first thing that came to my mind was, oh, that was a quick sending off decision. You know, I believe the referee went, once I saw the referee go to the VAR box, I was like, oh, was getting sent off. In fact, when the whole thing happened initially, I didn't even know that there was going to be anything controversial about what was happening. I just saw two players go down. It wasn't until they replayed and I was like, oh, this happened, because it was like, it just happened so quickly. But obviously they had to replay it, and you know, when it's played slowly, it looks worse. You know, it looks worse than it really is. But when they replayed it, my first instinct was, oh, I didn't know this was. My first instinct was like, this is a yellow card for sure. So when I saw the guy go to VAR, I was like, you know what? There's no way. And I was not wondering who was going to be sent off because I didn't know what had happened. I thought maybe the guy fouled Folari. So in my mind, I was like, until the guy came up and he said, you know, like after review, you know, the United States, I was like, what happened here? And then, of course, I started going through the replay. Even for Folari himself, you could see the shock on his face. You understand? Obviously, he felt I might get a yellow card here if, you know, they went back. And we all know that all these players, the reason why I didn't know that it was Folari that actually fouled was the fact that both of them went down. But of course, all these players, they have all these funny tricks about them. When you foul somebody, you also go down to make it look like, you know, you were also like impeded or whatever. So it wasn't until the referee came back that I even knew that it was Folari that had committed the foul. But my first thing was like, oh, yellow card. But once it went to the VAR, I was like, oh my God, this may be more than yellow card. Not knowing which one of the two players was going to get the red card until they came back and said, after review and United States. So I felt, oh, yellow card, that's overreaction. And even after the whole game, you saw Thierry even saying that common sense should have prevailed. You know, Thierry doesn't have a dog in the fight. He actually wants his, you know, French team to, but common sense really should have prevailed at the end of the day. One, the player, like you know, like when we're talking about it initially, and Henry Asha was saying that, oh, you don't like the fact that, okay, if the player is not a dirty player, but even at the instant it happened, you saw the shock on the player's face. And the good thing about it is that Folari didn't fight it. You know, because that could have been taken into consideration that when they told him to go, he was doing all this silliness.
They take that into consideration.
Yeah, they take that into consideration when he's played. He felt bad, obviously, and then you saw his teammate come in to tell him that it was hard, and none of the players jumped in the ref's face like that. Even though some came around, Pulisic was there as a captain. That what happened, but they didn't make a meal of it. So I think, considering everything that happened, and now how the whole, you have to put the host nation bias into it, really, at the end of the day.
So obviously
that has to come in one way or another. But I didn't think that it was a red card. I may be wrong, but in my honest opinion, I didn't think I thought it was overreaction when it happened. So
let's go to Henry.
Hearing today that it was overturned, I was like, okay, I didn't see it one way or another.
Okay, Henry, please come in with your.
Yeah,
I always love your balanced opinion. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your balanced opinion.
My opinion is pretty straightforward, actually. I mean, I agree with mostly everything everyone is saying. I felt it was harsh. I felt it was very harsh, especially when you think about it in the context of Messi having a similar incident, and they didn't even. It wasn't even reviewed. It's not even talked about, right?
They didn't even blow a foul.
That's insane, right? Those are calls that I'm sure if it was the other way around, they'll probably have, hey, go check that out again. It might be a possible red, right? So if you think about it in that context, I felt it was harsh, right? But to then overturn it, the reason why I'm finding it difficult to kind of reconcile it is because I can't remember when this has happened in the World Cup. Granted, as you said, Ola, it's happened in other competitions and tournaments. Fair enough, no agreement. But to me, it seems there's something a bit more behind this, right? And you didn't even know. I'm sure if you're not sure about this already, the president already went and was tweeting about it and gloating about it, like it's a thing. He's
orange man.
Yeah, like he's kind of like behind it. Like, do you understand what I mean? So that's
comment on the screen.
That's the part that is giving me the
bad vibes,
right? Because I'm like, okay, that's not. We're not accustomed to seeing this in the World Cup. World Cup is that one tournament where it's very, very difficult for them to change course, right? You deal with the consequences. So let me tell you, the problem now for me is if they go ahead, I don't think they're going to beat Belgium. Can they win Belgium? USA with him and USA without him is two different teams. Are you giving them an undue advantage, right? Does he then make you, if they were to win this game with him now, does he soil, that victory for them too? So I'm also thinking about it in that context. So
I'll just quickly take comments from Ayo. Ayo, thanks for joining us. Ayo says, happy Sunday, my fellow World Cup addicts. Let's not let the orange man tapping up the psychopath president to influence things. There seems a bit of shade of that kind of thing happening. And I'm not condoning that. So see, that two things can be true. I felt it was a harsh red card, but also I know that host nation things came into it. And we keep saying, things like this don't happen in the World Cup. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo should have missed the first two matches of this World Cup, and FIFA stepped in. Ronaldo should have missed, the incident that happened in their final qualifier. They suspended his own suspension too. He should have missed a couple of games. So that was also the World Cup. Of course, it was not the main competition, but it was in the qualifiers, and he should have missed games. So there's precedent for this. And like you said, Messi too. Messi did something similar, and they ignored it. So it's FIFA. FIFA trying to keep the big boys happy, trying to keep the fans interested. I know there's a bit of that going on, but two things can be true. I thought that red card was harsh. Now, I'm not condoning whatever Trump and Infantino have courted up to make this happen. That allegedly, I'm not condoning that, but I still feel the red card was harsh. I also says we have seen red cards like that given a lot. It was harsh, like we are saying, but being overturned is unacceptable. What was the basis? I'm sure they gave reasons. They just don't overturn it. They'll tell you, this is why we overturned it, but the reason will be most likely bullshit.
And another thing that another angle I want you guys to take a look at is the fact that there's been this big interest from the United States in soccer because the US team is still involved. So the US team, let's not act like as if, there wasn't a lot of things considered. The US team going far in this competition is going to, continue to garner a lot of interest in this country, where soccer has not penetrated as much as other sports. So them being involved till maybe quarter finals or whatever, and just like Henry said, Folari being in that team makes them a better opposition to face Belgium. Belgium is really the team that today is waking up and saying, what just happened here?
How did we even get here?
You understand? So at the end of the day, that interest in that, it's been a wonderful World Cup so far. And the US, US.
Let's not justify.
No. I'm not trying. I'm just saying that. That's why I said that. Let's not, say that, okay, it was just overturned because it was the right call. One, I felt it was unfair on the day, but once they've given it, I just thought, let's roll on with it. But now
I'll give an example. I'll give a pertinent example. USA 94. USA hosted the World Cup in 94. They played Brazil in the second round, and they lost to Brazil 1-0 on Independence Day on July 4th. But the Americans, I think they played that match with 10 men. Somebody got red carded in that match. My memory might be failing me, but somebody gave an elbow in that match, and the ref, I think it was an American player that got sent off.
I won't be shocked if it's Lalas.
Luckily it wasn't Lalas, but I'm sure if my memory serves me right, I think Brazil was playing 10 against 11, 11 against 10 that day, because an American player got sent off for an elbow or something. And so I know the host nation thing is there. Like, okay, host nations usually get a bit of preferential treatment. But I just thought it was a harsh red card in the first place, so I wasn't too surprised when it was overturned.
And I can promise you that if it was true that somebody, because I can't even remember that game, that would have also been brought up. That we were treated unfairly, all those years ago. We haven't done this well in a World Cup, up until this World Cup. So.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the real topics. Let's go to the real topics of the day. Somebody saying Fernando. Sorry,
can I just add one more thing, or like one thing, last one, I promise.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
How does Belgium go ahead? Imagine game planning for the entire match now. Game planning without thinking about Balogun playing. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, do you know how many more minutes to the game is it?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Belgium will be
now. It's crazy, Ola. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't feel any sympathy for Belgium. I don't. They stole a victory. I don't feel any sympathy for them. Let them get kicked out. Belgium. They stole a victory from us.
Two wrongs don't make a right, though. Two wrongs don't make a right.
I know. Yeah. Somebody correctly said Fernando Clavijo got sent off for USA in that match. And then Leonardo also got sent off for Brazil. Yeah, but the American guy, I think, got sent off an elbow. Yeah, that was the USA 94 anyway. Yeah. But thank you for bringing it out, for popping up. YouTube user, please give us your name. Thank you for giving us comments, but we don't know who you are. YouTube TV MP5CR. Wow. Just give us your name, please. It says, during the 94 World Cup of round of 16 US in Brazil, American defender Fernando Clavijo was sent off in the 86 minutes after receiving a second yellow card. So that's what I was trying to remember. So thanks for all the comments there. But let's go to the real topics of the day. This person says Gloria knows me. Okay, Gloria. They say you know them. The YouTube TV MP5CR.
I'm not sure I do.
Okay, there's some mystery going on here. Ooh, wow, we love this. Okay, Ayo says Leonardo was also the one that had the straight red card for their elbow. Thank you for the correction. I knew somebody got the red card for their elbow, but the American player also got sent off later. But my main point is, being an host nation shouldn't really influence this, but we have watched football for decades and we know host nations get preferential treatment. We've watched football for decades. It's a fact. We've seen it happen. So we're not excusing it, we're just saying it happens. Okay, round of 32. Let's go. Round of 32. I'm going to start. Excuse me. I'm going to start with Asha. Your best and worst memory of the round of 32.
Best memory is Cabo Verde. Trying to think who else was a good game. Croatia, Portugal was good until that incident.
Yeah. So would that be your worst memory with the offside goal, the goal that was given offside for Croatia? Would that be your worst memory then?
No, actually, that's not. Actually,
Okay.
that's not. That's not. To me, Senegal's capitulation was the worst because I still can't wrap my mind around it.
Me neither.
I don't know. It's like I was watching the game and I was just like, it's like you're watching a a comic game and you're like, oh, okay, it's going to be over. Okay, they're going to, and then it just kept going down and down and down. It was just like at no moment did it seem like, oh, it's to level out. It was just down, 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 down. I was just all the way to the final minute, and I was just like, I wasted 2 hours of my life.
So, what particular memory from Cape Verde? Sorry, you just said Cape Verde was the best memory, but was there a specific incident that stood out?
That second goal. Oh my days. Oh,
yes, my brother. Yes, my brother.
That second goal was just.
I was shouting. I was shouting.
You know how you used to play FIFA? You hold that R1 and you just load it. Oh, that was that goal. That was just.
That was special.
That was special. If that goal had taken it to penalties, I think that should have been the goal of the tournament.
Yeah.
From the time, that should be the goal of the tournament. That goal was just chef's kiss.
Okay, I'll go to Gloria next. Best and worst memory of the round of 32.
I'll think that everyone who has watched the World Cup up until this point will have those two games as the best and worst memories. Cabo Verde, there's no way anybody would have a better memory, even if the World Cup were to go another 3 months, because they had no right. Remember that nobody beats Cabo Verde up until that game.
Yeah,
they didn't lose any game.
Yeah.
So that the confidence to go into that game and almost beating Argentina is wild. And the audacity of that player to take that shot to equalize. And remember that it wasn't like, oh, Cabo Verde was leading. They kept coming back. They came back twice. And if that game had gone anywhere another 5 minutes, I can promise you that they would have scored another goal.
Yeah. Argentina were holding on. Yeah. Argentina were hanging on.
They were hanging on. So for me, there is no way. The audacity for them, and the keeper, the saves that he made in that game to keep his team in, and the pride that they actually brought to Africa. For me, the smallest team to come in, no one even gave them. Everyone was like, "Oh, I can tell you, I didn't even know that they qualified until the World Cup started, and they played Spain. When they played Spain, and everyone woke up, and it was like, okay, yeah, maybe this is a fluke. Maybe Spain has not woken up to the World Cup, and then they did it again up until they faced, and then everyone was like, okay, there'll be a watershed moment when they play Argentina. And they actually played better football than Argentina on the day. As I was watching, I was like, all these triangles that these guys are making, they kept going, they kept coming back. And the fact that every time they conceded, they didn't shrivel, they came back again. So for me, that was my best memory. If the World Cup stopped today, I would tell you that the World Cup has been a fantastic, tournament. And then my worst memory, just like Asha said, was Senegal. Who was that capitulation? Remember that before Belgium scored the first goal, it was supposed to be 3-0 to Senegal.
I remember.
They just missed it going, and it was like, what? How could you have missed that goal? And then for Belgium to actually think that they were still in the game, Belgium scored at the 86th minute, their first goal. Senegal had 5 minutes tops to hold on to win in regulation.
Yep.
And then they were there. They so capitulated to the point that Belgium came back before the end of that to equalize and take the game to extra time.
That's
And
shocking.
was it during extra time
Yep.
the Senegalese coach started taking off, like he took off Mane, took off. So
Yeah.
the first thing I
Yeah.
said is that why is he taking off all their match winners?
Yep.
I was like, he's just taking out all their match winners. And when extra time came, it was almost like, okay, they were ready. They were getting ready for penalties, which
Yep.
they were not even sure they were going to win.
Yep.
You understand? So I was like, you are leading 2-0, 2-0
Yep.
up until 86 minutes. What did you do in 86 minutes to Belgium that you couldn't just hold on for another 4-5 minutes
Yeah.
and win the
Yeah.
game?
It was shocking. It was shocking. Let's go to Henry.
What
Let's go
made
to
it
Henry.
even worse? What made it even worse for me going into this World Cup? Senegal was the African
best
team
team.
I was pinning my hopes on.
Yep.
I said Senegal was going to give France a game. They never did.
Mhm.
I said Senegal was going to, so for me, they just went in there and they just messed up. It was
Ghana
the worst.
is defeated, man.
Let's go to Henry. Let's go to Henry because we need to hear Henry's view
Yeah,
on this
so-
topic. Yeah,
So
Henry,
let me
please.
let me first start off by saying I know exactly why he was taking them off. It's because he was collecting reparations for the bills of his bills that he did not pay, all the match bonus they didn't pay. He was collecting reparations because that game was very, very crazy. But first, let's go to the best moments, and I share both of you's agreement to me. It's still actually my shout out is to that entire round of football, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, this is a round that we're not accustomed to. This is a
Yeah.
brand new,
Yeah.
this is a brand new round. So remember, we're all eager to see, okay, what's this round? So the pure knockout chaos, right? For me, was the biggest thrill for me. But in terms of individual performance, you go 3 years ago, you're in the fifth league, right? The fifth tier league of the German league. You walk your way through up until to get to the third tier of the same league, and then you get caught up by Capo Verde. You guys go what 7 games? I think they won 7 games in qualifiers. I think they only lost to Cameroon once, and it was barely. They still end up topping that game. So Gloria, we knew Capo Verde was good, but the question is, we didn't just know how good because we're like, yeah, it's African teams, and but we just didn't know that they could hold their own. But they were good. Throughout qualifiers, they only lost. I think it was even like 1-0 or something, but they topped their group. Long and short of the story is, remember the beginning of that game. That same number 13 that scored that goal. The first few minutes we were like, oh, this guy is going to be a problem. Not problem in a good way that he might not be able to contain Messi. Remember he was shaky between him and that number 3. Remember that's how they considered that first goal. With Messi.
Yeah, so, it was so open.
Yeah. So we were like, this guy, I don't know what's going on. So I kept watching. It almost feels like they grew into the game.
They grew into
to the point that after that second goal, I actually thought they were going to win. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I felt like they had Argentina on the ropes. And guess what I even thought? I even thought maybe if they actually adopted that expansive play, which might have been risky because the Argentina would have been fresher, right? Maybe if they had adopted that expansive game, because they could hold the ball, they could retain it. Maybe finishing, but can we really say finishing with the 2 goals they scored? Do you understand what I mean?
So better goals.
To me, that's still the best goal for now in this World Cup. There's nothing because it's the conviction. It's almost like as that ball left, he knew that thing was entering the net.
The audacity.
Like he knew. So again, for me, that was the best moment. My own worst moment. I don't know. I mean, everybody's saying Senegal. I just feel like they just, the preparations for them was mad and scandal. I don't know if you guys have heard, like, even in their hotel stays, they have visitors coming in. Like, they just seem like something is off. People are signing major contracts in between. those things throw you off. Like, this is a proper tournament. Those
right.
things will destabilize you. In the World Cup, the margin for error is this, especially in this knockout stage. It's very, very narrow. So, so I don't know. I can't. To me, probably the worst is probably that capitulation. But I just feel like the team in and of itself, they didn't give a good account of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take comments. Thanks for that, Henry. Thanks for that, everyone. Goke, thank you for joining.
Sorry.
Let me just take this comment from Goke, then I'll come to you, Gloria. Cape Verde, Goke says Cape Verde game against Argentina was mind-blowing because Cape Verde has got big nerves, in quotes. Yeah, Gloria, what were you saying?
No. I was like, Henry was saying something about, because I didn't watch the qualifiers. So honestly, I would be lying to you if I told you that I knew anything about Cape Verde until this World Cup. So I'm so surprised. So I think that makes it doubly surprising for me. So now
even if you did, like Henry said, even if you watched the qualifying, you'd have thought, oh, that's just qualifying. Like, that's just the qualifiers. It's a different ball game on the big stage. But the fact, for me, I'm going to also say my best moment. Obviously, we're all going to be. It's a consensus. That I was watching. I'm in Europe. I'm in Ireland, so I was watching it at 1:30 a.m.
Wow!
And when that goal went in, I shouted, and the reason I couldn't even hold myself. I've not really been into this World Cup. Even I hosted this podcast like a few weeks ago. I was like, I'm not feeling this World Cup. All of the nonsense going in America and all of that visa, all of this. But that was the moment this World Cup hooked me. The World Cup hooked me because I couldn't contain myself. The goal went and I was like, oh! At once I was like, man, my neighbors are going to ring up the cops, man. What's going on with this guy shouting at 1:30 a.m. But that's when the World Cup hooked me and like you guys are saying, it's a lack of. They had no fear of Argentina. These guys played Argentina as if they were playing a pop team. They were playing triangles around them. Even their first goal, that first goal Cape Verde scored is underrated because they passed, and that goal is underrated. It was just calm, sweet football.
Their coach was very calm too.
Oh man! Even their goalkeeper was doing drag backs and was dribbling.
Exactly.
He was dribbling Argentine players.
Exactly.
He's a 40-year-old goalkeeper. That guy is 40 years old and he's
I want him at Arsenal. As our number two.
No.
As our number two, yeah. You won't get
No. The guy is so full of confidence. But I just love that match. I love that match. And I was saying in a group chat with some other people, I was like, look at Argentina here. They're sweat even after Argentina scored 2 set-piece goals. That's how that was the only way they could even beat this team. And the third goal, it was even going wide. The third goal was given as an own goal. Own goal. It was going wide. It was just unfortunate. It brushed off the guy's hand and just deflected in. But what was telling for me was Argentina started wasting time. They started falling down. Started spinning crap against Cape Verde. These people were like playing all the tricks in the books because they were hanging on. They were like Gloria said, if they had played another 5 minutes, I bet you Cape Verde would probably most likely would have equalized that game if they had enough time. Because that guy that scored the second goal almost scored another equalizer after that from a free kick that Martinez had to save.
Yeah, and it was just a little time. They considered the third goal just close to the final minutes of the game.
Yeah, and they still almost came back, So I was so proud of them. That was when the World Cup really hooked me. I've not really been into the World Cup that much this year, but that particular game and that goal was what hooked me. Worst moment, I think for me, it's between Congo and Senegal. Congo DR, because Congo DR, I think, gave a good account of themselves against England. It's they just came up. Unfortunately, they came up against Hurricane, who has been 72 goals this season.
I was there.
Yo, you were there for that match?
I was there for that match, and
oh man, so you saw Hurricane in flesh.
I mean, honestly, this is a divergent, but if England is to go far, this is just based on Hurricane's hunger, because I think he's still gunning for that big trophy, and because that goal, when he was taking the shot, I was recording it. I thought, it's going out.
Yeah, it was a tight angle. The angle was very good.
It was falling. It was falling.
As I was just like,
unstoppable goal. No goalkeeper. No goalkeeper is stopping that. No goalkeeper is stopping that goal. Straight into the roof.
You know
Straight
what?
into
You
the
know what?
room.
You know what? You know what I was going to say. If Cape Verde had played England, England might have been out
In
of
big
this.
trouble because
Yeah.
Congo gave England such a very
Yeah.
difficult game, and Congo DR almost they should have gone 2-0 up. What's his name?
Yeah.
Visa missed the chance to put them
Yes.
2-0 up in the first half. He hit the post from 5 yards out. I mean, yeah. So the worst moment for me was tied with that, like Congo DR also capitulating, and then but I think maybe Senegal's one is worse because Senegal was so in control. Like they were so in control of that game. Like even Belgium, they were fighting. You saw Trossard and one of their Belgian players were fighting on the pitch. They were fighting on the pitch around 70 minutes in because they thought they had lost. They were already like they were already blaming themselves.
6 minutes now. They didn't score. You have to leave the door open for someone to score.
Oh, Senegal! I just don't know.
And then come back to win you. I think they were tired. They wanted to leave the World Cup. Honestly, that's how I see it.
No, lack of focus. I just think it was just lack of focus.
I mean, I heard recently that they're still here because the federation didn't book their flight tickets back. So now FIFA is the one
that ties into what Henry was saying. Yeah, that ties into the shambolic organization.
We always have to get to this point.
Okay, round of 16. Of course, they've played some games already, and we're going to try and wrap up before Brazil, Norway, because we want to see Ireland versus Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel! Oh yeah,
yes, we want to see them. So we're going to quickly try and round up before the Brazil-Norway game. But we've had a couple of games. I'll just read out the results. We're not going to talk about the results, but we're going to talk about the games that have not been played. So round of 16 so far. Yesterday we had Paraguay versus France. France won by Mbappe penalty. And then we also had Canada losing, the host nation, one of the host nations losing to Morocco. I mean, the second half was a whitewash. Morocco absolutely tore them apart the second half. But so we have how many games left? Yeah, 6 games left, round of 16. I'm going to start with you, Asha. So Brazil, Norway. This one will just be 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute for each fixture. Just breeze through. Brazil, Norway. What do you think?
I'll go to Brazil.
Good. Okay, Mexico, England.
It depends on who FIFA wants to win. And I say that lightly because it's. Have you seen the support in Mexico?
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
It's like a national holiday each game day.
Have you seen what they've been doing outside the hotel for the English team? The English team booked like 5 different hotels or whatever, and these fans tracked down the real hotel they are in and started making music outside the hotel all night yesterday. So the Mexican fans.
It depends on who. But watching England in person, I don't know why Tuchel took Spence. I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
I don't know. Even Reece James too, because he always gets injured. Reece is a good player when he's not injured. So that's why you should have taken another, very good, solid. So I would want Reece to go because when he's not injured, he's a solid player. Or not taking another Spence into you. You just brought that to me. Yeah, go ahead.
Watching them, they had very little creativity. It's bad when you see it on TV, but when you see them lined up and you see Gordon trying to do one-on-ones, it's like, and you see Madueke trying to, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing, man?
Okay, Portugal, Spain. What do you think is going through?
Oh, I think Spain. Well, again, that depends.
Depends on what FIFA wants.
Because if we are going to have the storyline, Ronaldo and Messi, trying to get to their pinnacle, yes. Because one, Ronaldo should have been in the tournament. 2, Portugal barely scraped through. It's like, how many favors do you need? Have you what I was thinking about this? I was thinking of that the movie Death Race, or even one of those fighting movies where they have the top fighters that they want to get to the final, and then anyone who comes to us an underdog, they'll change the rules. Okay, we can't use knives. Oh, but then that's exactly the same thing I was saying. So it depends.
Okay. USA, Belgium. So this will probably be the same answer from you. USA, Belgium.
I'll say if US doesn't make it through, I don't know. I'm looking forward to a 90th minute corner kick where the defender is holding on to the goalkeeper like this. And then they score, and then they say, "No, we didn't see anything." So
okay. They're not actually choosing. Who are you? Who do you want to go through?
I think US will go through. I think
Okay.
Portugal might go through.
Okay.
Although-
Argentina, Egypt.
I want Egypt to go through, but Egypt hasn't played anything that is worth writing home about.
Yeah, they've not really played very well. They've just scrapped through.
Argentina will go through.
Okay, Switzerland, Colombia. I think what I should have done is I should just have said this fixture and then got the three of you to talk about each fixture.
Switzerland, Colombia, this is the true underdog game because whoever wins this game is an underdog against everyone in this tournament.
True. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll call out the fixture, then I'll just ask Gloria and Henry to give their view, so it's a bit quicker that way. Okay, so I'll start again. Brazil, Norway. I'm throwing that out to you first, Henry, and then Gloria will give her opinion. Brazil, Norway.
I think Norway is gonna win the game. I think they have all it takes. I think for my own hot take at the beginning of the tournament, everyone said Germany was the first big team they thought was gonna go out. I thought it was Brazil. I think today Norway is gonna show. Norway have what it takes to get them out.
Good man. All right, Gloria, what do you think? Brazil, Norway?
No, I think Brazil, because I know Norway will score, but they will also concede because they're the best thing about Norway is the attack. So Haaland will score, no doubt about it, and we're going to see the usual big Gabi and Haaland tussle, be sure. And then of course, Gabi also knows how Odegaard operates. If Martinelli is played in this game, he probably knows how, because Odegaard is their creative hub, right?
Yeah.
So definitely Haaland will score, but I don't think their defense will be able to withstand Brazil's attack also, even though Brazil's attack has not really done anything particularly, worthwhile. But I feel that Brazil should be able to come out of this.
Okay, Mexico, England, Henry?
I think England is going to find a way. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be probably their most difficult game to date, but I think they'll find a way. I think also just because of the whole hostility, I think he makes them show up today. I might be wrong, but I think today is the day. I think today is the day we see the version of England we all expected prior to the tournament.
Big talk. Okay, I can see an England supporter here too, Gloria.
Oh yeah, I'm rooting for England. That's probably why. Because if you have to look at the fact that the support they're not going to be getting, and the fact that obviously Mexico is the more attacking team, at least in this tournament, it should be Mexico. But I think England, just like Henry said, will find a way. And for me, for them to do that, Tuchel has to make some very good substitutions early on. People like Eze. I think Eze is not like a bench player per se. He actually affects games, more games when he starts. So it's either you put someone like Rodgers in early, or even give people like Ollie Watkins, an opportunity to play. I haven't seen all those players, and just like Spence,
Watkins in place of who?
No. As in to come in, not to start.
Yeah,
to come in. I haven't seen him.
They're not taking off Sir Harry Kane.
No, but just pair with Harry Kane is what I'm saying.
To pair with him up.
Yeah, instead of someone like Godin coming. Obviously, he contributed assists the last time, but he's not the international game is different from the Premiership where you just oof and run. So for me, I think for me, England has a chance. And it's just a chance, but he has to, use his players in the right place. Use
his squad better.
Yeah, better, because Spence and Madueke on that wing, on that right wing, I don't know. They're like two people at the same time.
Duplicate.
It's the same people twice.
They're duplicates. All right, Portugal, Spain.
Who play for Spence?
Yeah.
That's the maybe just play three at the back. I don't know. That's just
there are two options. You could do that, or you could put Declan there. The problem is just Declan.
No, I don't want Declan there because
he's laid his bed. He has to lie on it. Who else does he have? He doesn't have.
Because he played Declan there in the last match. He put Declan the right back.
But then if he plays Declan, and he plays Saka, just like that first goal, that England's first goal, it was Bukayo, Declan, and Eze that contributed, and then Declan gave the ball to Godin. So obviously that club, whatever, may just work out. But if you play Declan and then play,
but I think it's good playing Declan Rice at right back is going to be a waste of his talent. Don't play him in midfield. Just play him in his midfield. Okay, Portugal, Spain.
I think Spain. Again, for me, it's probably going to be that's another game just similar to the Colombia Switzerland. That's going to be a very cagey game. It depends on if Robert Martinez. It depends on if he has the balls to do what he needs to do. Because if he
did a bit of that, he did a bit of that. Sorry to cut you.
But he was late. He was lucky. Do you understand what I mean?
True.
He needs to do the opposite, because now I could see someone like Cristiano being better off as an impact player. A lot of this stuff, they don't want to hear that. But at this age with the mileage, I think he's better off. It's similar reasons why we're seeing the best of Messi well in this time. That's what a lot of people don't talk about as much, which I think people should talk about, how because of the league he's playing and the strength in schedule, that guy is well ready. He's ready for this tournament.
Well rested.
He's chilling. His body is chilling, right? That's why I did say he's able to do it. So that's what needs to happen. Robert Martinez should bench Cristiano. Portugal is a completely different team without Cristiano on the field.
True. It's a problem for them with their build-up play and everything.
Additionally, Spain has also struggled with them, the past few games, but I think they too can still, depending on what Portugal shows up, I think Spain can edge it out.
Okay, I'll go to Gloria's view on that, and then we'll take the last two fixtures and go to the next topic. So, Gloria, Portugal, Spain.
So I'm actually thinking Portugal. Regardless of whether Cristiano starts or not, because Spain has not really impressed me so far. They haven't really impressed me. So I'm thinking Portugal, because Portugal have showed flashes, that they can stick it out. Spain, I think apart from Saudi Arabia game, they haven't really shown me anything.
They had easy games.
So for me, I think Portugal.
Okay, USA, Belgium, Henry.
I think Belgium will win. I mean, it's going to be close to very close. Might even go into extras, might even go into penalties, but I think Belgium will win.
Yeah. All right, Gloria.
USA.
USA.
Yeah, USA. Yeah, USA got this one, because a lot is going to play into this. And it's not like Belgium has, apart from Senegal that capitulated, they should have been out of this World Cup. And USA is really, they're really stubborn, and they've actually come to play. This is not the USA that was playing, friendlies and everything. I think they're all locked in. I think USA gets this.
Okay, Argentina, Egypt, last fixture, and then I'll take comments and we'll go to the next topic. Argentina, Egypt, Henry.
My mind, my head says Argentina, but I think Egypt might pull it off, and they might have to thank Cape Verde for it.
Yeah.
Because I think if they're that tired and they don't pick up early in this game, it might be a problem. I know Egypt hasn't really shown up, but hey, you don't need to.
Typically difficult. Yeah, they're usually
so they're very compact. They have the skill sets. Now I'm saying they haven't shown up as much as we expected them, but it might just be that last game takes too much of a toll on them that it has an effect on today's game.
All right, Gloria, Argentina, Egypt.
I'm actually also going for Egypt, more because Messi played throughout the whole extra time, and Messi is the focal point of Argentina. Take Messi out, and Argentina is not the same. And the fact that their coach has even persisted with what's the name of that guy from Inter? Latero are not playing Alvarez. I think he may even come back to kind of hunt him, because Latero for me has not offered anything apart from maybe a penalty scored.
Yeah.
And that last game against Cape Verde, emotionally more than even physically, because they didn't think that game was going to drag them that far.
Mm.
So everyone is seeing them as beatable now after that game, and it's going to give Egypt a lot of confidence that okay, if Cabo Verde can could do what they did against them, then what everyone is emboldened now to face Argentina.
True.
So in my own case, I'm thinking, apart from maybe silly things that refs may do, if you keep it open, I feel Egypt has a chance. Because everything is all everybody is messy.
Yeah. Even against Cape, I know we didn't talk about it. Against Cape Verde, there was a free kick that the referee didn't blow the whistle, and Messi took the free kick, and the goalkeeper was on the other side. He was still setting up his wall, and if that goal went in, they would have counted it. But the goalkeeper was so good, he ran across and saved it, and that was a big controversy that would have happened. Because he just
nobody talks about it. Even after the game, you see people in the studio not even mentioning it.
They didn't even mention it. Nobody spoke about it at all.
All like, oh, Messi.
They ignored it. Like, oh, Messi just took the free kick. And the goalkeeper was standing on the other side of the goal, and he took the free kick. Wanted to score in the other goal.
They would even tell you that it was this quick thinking.
That's what they'll say.
They put a positive spin on it. So
that's what they'll say. They'll say, "Oh, it was his quick thinking. Oh, the genius." I'm not disparaging Messi, by the way. It's just I don't like all this.
Your house on
all this I'm not disparaging it, but it's just like, come on.
I think Egypt has a chance.
Okay. Actually, sorry, I missed the fixture, so I need to throw this one. Switzerland, Colombia, and then we round up the section. Switzerland, Colombia. Henry.
I go with Switzerland. It's not going to be easy to. I think everybody. Why is everybody thinking Switzerland is a pushover though? Right? They're not a pushover. It's Xhaka's last hurrah. I think he's retiring at the end of this tournament officially. He said he's hanging up the boots. I think he wants to go out on a high. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, I think they pull out an upset. Well, I don't even think it's an upset. I think he's an evenly matched game.
Yeah,
that's what I. So yeah, but I would
go. Yeah,
I agree with Henry. I agree with Henry because Switzerland usually are very solid defensively, and they have that young player who is I don't know who his name. Who is just they are quicker this time because normally
Asha,
Switzerland
did you say his name?
draws.
He's African. I can't remember what he is.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
I think Switzerland has a chance.
Embolo.
Yeah, exactly. Switzerland has a chance in this game. Colombia, it's going to be tough, like you said, but defensively, Switzerland has always come into tournaments very solid. So, and now that they are scoring, I give them a chance. Colombia hasn't really done, what Colombia would do normally. So for me,
they pushed out Ghana. So
Ghana was
very easy.
Well,
yeah.
Ghana overstayed.
When
the World Cup is over, we'll talk about the African teams.
Yes, exactly. We will. Okay, I'll read comments and then we'll quickly round up the last two topics. Ayo says he agrees with Henry. All the antics. This is about Mexico, England. Ayo agreed with what Henry said about England turning up. Said all the antics with the fans making all the noise ramps them up and they turn up and nick it. So Ayo agrees that England will nick it against Mexico. Spliff, thank you for joining us, Spliff. Thanks for your comment. Saying Egypt doesn't have the Cape Verde composure to pull it off. Argentina gets crushed by a patient opposition. Egypt have chaos in them. That's the crack Argentina will explore. Nice analysis. That I see his point. Actually, I see his point. We have Kaiser now. Dio, thanks for joining us today. Dio says Brazil versus Norway. Brazil is too strong and won't be sloppy like the Ivory Coast. So he's going with Brazil for that. Spliff says still some goodness. Who is this? But okay, that's the Norway coach. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. But versus Don Corleone. So Don Corleone is obviously Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
He says they're about to kick off the tactical duel. So that's Brazil versus Norway. So that game is about to start, I think, in the next it's probably kicking off.
It started.
It started, okay, yeah. So let's quickly just round up. Where's the topics? Next topic, one unique thing at this World Cup you'd like to retain at club level. So there have been some unique things. There have been things like ref cam for a lot of slow motions. There have been new corner kick rules. There have been don't cover your mouth when you're speaking or you get red carded. There have been different things at this World Cup. Which one would you like to retain at club level? I'll start with you, Asha.
you stay off the field if the medical team comes on. There's no holding on the corners. I think it has made the corners more better.
Mm.
What was one more thing? There was one more thing. I think the time wasting has been cut down a lot more. No
Yeah, but
more.
then they have the stupid water. Well, not stupid. Well, they have the water break, hydration break, or whatever. So 3 minutes.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
the carving of the mouth, I don't agree with it. They don't even enforce it. How do you even enforce
They
it?
have 2 records. There have been two
Yeah,
records.
but they didn't enforce the England Ghana game. They didn't enforce it in the Argentina, one of the Argentina
They
games.
say it's only when there's a confrontation. So you can do it if you're having a nice conversation.
Again, how you reading intention? That's my whole point. How you reading intention? Like,
Okay. Let's go to Gloria. Gloria, what's one thing you would like to retain at club level from this?
Yeah, I think the whole referee body cam paired with in-stadium VAR explanation is one thing that I would come, and there's no wasting time. We already go, like in the Premiership where they spend like 20 minutes trying to say whether something is what's it called, is an offside or not, and they take all the time, and we at home, we already know what the answer is going to be. So I think the quickness with their decisions is something that I would want to take.
Cool.
So is it the decision or the technology? I think I lean more towards the technology they're employing.
Yeah.
Because technology is what's causing
It's
that.
helping the quick decision. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, it will save a lot of nonsense that goes on in the league. That's probably for me the only thing I'll keep. Every other thing they can go away with it. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Spliff says Henry holding that laughter with that corner talk. He said, "I see you, my brother." I don't know. Please don't bring us now into this. Spliff. Spliff is a Man United fan, always looking for a chance to throw digs at Arsenal fans. Please, I'm not there. I'm just a moderator. Please.
I didn't know you were United.
I'm not a United fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. But the person who was making that comment is a Man United fan. So multiple hosts versus single hosts. So this is the last topic. So the last World Cup was hosted by Qatar. So that was a single host. But this World Cup has been hosted by 3 hosts. Which one do you prefer? I'll start with you, Henry. Which one would you prefer? I mean, sorry, there was one World Cup before this that was also multiple hosts. South Korea, Japan. Okay, so that was also multiple hosts.
So
which one do you think is better?
Yeah. I think they're all good, and they're all good and unique in their own ways, right? I think if the countries are within close proximities and share border, it makes sense because again, think about how the United States, Canada, and Mexico are the neighboring countries pretty much. So there are instances where it makes a lot of sense, especially with this format. It galvanizes, the whole countries. It brings more people into it. In terms of affordability, it makes more people, because you remember there are people that have traveled all the way from Mexico because they were able to get cheaper tickets in Mexico and even have better fan experience there compared to here. I went to France game yesterday and I paid 1,000 and change for the ticket. So yeah, it was a lot, but the experience was good. So as I said, it depends. As they always say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are instances where a country is large enough to host it by themselves. For example, United States, I don't see, just because of how successful this has been, I don't think it goes another 32 years for America to host this again. From a financial perspective, because of the amount, yesterday's game, 68,000. So 68,000 at 100,000, at 100,000 on average ticket, that's 68 mil on tickets. So it's going to probably, so it just depends. If the country is big enough to host it on their own and it's profitable for FIFA, they'll do what's much more profitable for them.
Of course.
As far as the tournament is good, that's what matters for me.
Okay, cool. Gloria, what do you think? Single host or multiple hosts going forward?
I think both have pros and cons. And we have the scale of this tournament is really huge. We've never had a 48 team, 104 matches, for a World Cup. So obviously for that to be able to happen, scaling it, giving multiple countries, it really makes a lot of sense. And of course, you also have to throw in the commercial reach of this World Cup. Everyone is able to, gain one way or another, and then shared burden, because the infrastructure, like they're in Mexico, they don't have to build new stadiums and all that, and the US, that is not really like a footballing nation, was able to at least use pick strategic stadiums to actually prune up for the game. And then, as in generally the clustering of the games, people not having to travel until maybe after the group stages also worked. So people that are playing in Mexico stayed over there until the group stages. But when you look at the downside, the travel costs, if people now have to start going after the group stages, but more than the cons, I think the pro outweighs the cons. So for me,
Okay.
I follow the multiple routes, as long as the countries are very close to each other.
Proximity, yeah. Okay, Asher, as we round up.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's so far as they're really close to each other, I think that would make more sense. Because flying all the way from Miami to Seattle or Miami to what's that place in Mexico? Like that's a long flight. So it's not bad. It could be better, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I am a traditionalist when it comes to this. Maybe I think I like the single host. I understand the argument for the multiple cities, multiple countries, but then what I look at is, okay, is it not a bit unfair? Like, okay, there are 3 hosts, but then after a while, like Canada, if Canada have gone through, they wouldn't have played their next match at home. I think if Mexico go through today, they won't play their next match at home. So what I mean is, out of the 3 hosts, one of the hosts is always the predominant one that has the most advantage. So it's
That's
not
why
like
you win. That's why you win your group, because if you win your group,
but Mexico won their group. Mexico won their group.
But they're home. They're still home. Mexico
but
is still
if
home.
they go through today, they won't be home again. They'll be away for the rest of the tournament.
But Mexico knows who the bigger boy is from the beginning.
Okay, so it's like that. So when there are multiples, there's always one bigger country.
There's always one bigger boy.
It was the same for Japan. It was the same for Japan, Korea. I think after the quarterfinals, the remaining matches were played in Korea or the other way around.
But then again, remember when the tournament started? I think, was it Mexico or Canada that hosted the opening ceremony? So there was everybody got a piece of the pie, really. When you look at it.
Yeah, but I just feel that's the problem, because one of the hosts will always have that undue advantage of being the one that will host the final. And if that host gets to the final, then what about the other hosts? Those ones are just left hanging. So yeah, I probably prefer. But I understand with a 48-team format, then you need to go to big countries that can handle that. So that's the only drawback. So yeah, I think I'll take the final comments, and then we can go and enjoy Brazil, Norway. The final comments. One for Henry. Henry, please, so shower us with your blessings, because Smith is saying you went to the France game. Which country's national treasure do you have access to? Nice one, bro. Because we know those tickets are expensive, like you said, like thousands of dollars for tickets. Yeah, for those tickets. So please shower us with your blessings, sir. Let us know.
No, I just felt it would be wrong for the whole tournament to happen and then not have experienced it. Is you kind of feel bad. So I reluctantly purchased the ticket at 5.
Reluctantly.
No, at 5 a.m. I woke up and I was like, yeah, let's just go. Let's do it.
Oh, so you got it last minute. Oh, it's not like you had the ticket before.
No, 5 a.m. Yeah.
Oh wow!
5 a.m.
And I'm sure that was cheaper than
No, I would say it was cheaper because there were tiers. The lowest price was like 88, and I got like the one that was one because I wanted it to be in an area where it's covered, because Jersey is very hot. We're going through like a heat wave, so I wanted it to be like a covered area, but that I will still be able to see both sides, the field very well. So yeah. It was
fair play to you. I think Asha also went to a game. Have you been to a game, Gloria?
No, I haven't, because the closest stadium, because right now I'm in Salt Lake City, and the closest city is LA. I know, so I didn't even want to bother, because all those there'll be so much shenanigans
going on. Yeah. I'm so further away. I'm so much further away. I mean, but we in Ireland didn't qualify for the World Cup. But I'll give you a quick story about Cape Verde. This is related to Cape Verde. There's a defender play for Cape Verde called Pico Lopez. He has an Irish mother, and I'll give you this quick story about him. The Cape Verde coach reached out to him last year on LinkedIn. They sent a message to him because he wasn't playing for Cape Verde before. Like,
What was he doing on LinkedIn?
They didn't know how to reach him. So they sent him a message on LinkedIn, but they sent it in the Cape Verdean language. So he ignored it. He thought maybe it was a scam. He didn't know what language it was. So he ignored the invitation on LinkedIn. He ignored it. And then like 6 months later, they messaged him again, but this time they messaged him in English. And they said, oh, well, we're inviting you to the Cape Verde team. We sent you a message months ago. And it was like, oh, I thought it was a scam. and he got called up. And he was the one playing in their defense yesterday. He has been basically, I think it's even their captain? Anyway, it's one of their key players. So he has Irish players. So because of that, many people in Ireland, where I am, were supporting Cape Verde too. Because in fact, it became so famous all over the country because of that. So that's the only experience I have had of the World Cup, like next to me. I'm too far from America.
By the way, there's a VAR check.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go and watch it.
Yeah, Norway has scored before, but it was offside.
Okay. Like Asha said, look behind him. Asha said, checking penalty. He has put VAR on his background. Asha is tired of all these VAR things, man. Okay, let me take the final comments.
Whoever FIFA wants to win, if they 5 players cover their mouth, there's going to be holding, there's going to be unintentional deflections, unintentional kicks.
All right. Sleep says Brazil already playing Kidich while Norway's playing football. Yeah, still early in the game. Let's see how it turns out. Ayo says this has been an excellent episode with well thought out arguments. And he's saying that not because he's just part of the team. Thank you, Ayo, for the compliments. We appreciate it. Dayo Kaiser says, with 48 teams, it might be hard to get a single country with all the facilities and stadiums. Yeah, that's fair. And it gives more countries a taste of hosting, even if it's just for like games. Oh, what's going on? I'm not watching the game, so I'm looking at his reaction. I'm looking at Henry's reaction. What
penalty save. Penalty save.
Oh,
Brazil lost
penalty. Ooh.
Brazil lost the penalty. The keeper saved.
That means yours is.
Who took it?
Mine is slow.
Who took it?
It was number 8. I don't even know who their number 8 is.
Is that not this guy?
Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, he lost it.
Oh my goodness! Why?
Yeah. So Brazil missed the penalty. Oh God, I need to go. I need to go very soon. I need to go. Okay, let me take the last comment and sign out because I'm missing the match. I'm missing the action. Okay, K-Star says he goes with multiple O's. And last comment, Sleep says, excellent pod. Next time this group assembles, I'm bringing only Eba, no need for soup. So now pass soup, Seth. Thank you for the compliments. Guimaraes, Brazil missed the penalty. Yes, thank you for catching us up. What's his name? Dayo. Okay, fantastic episode. I need to go catch up with this match. Thank you all for joining in. And it has been a blast.
You can actually catch me on my podcast. Yeah.
Cool. So, please plug it. Yeah. What's it?
It's Sports Talk Media HQ.
Sports Talk Media.
Yeah, plural. Sports Talk Media HQ. Sports Talk, one word. Media HQ.
Instagram, Twitter.
YouTube for now. But
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Henry and Asha, do you have anything to plug before we go?
No, not right now.
Not right now. It says not right now. Okay, no problem. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the time. Thank you for all the people who commented during the episode. We'll catch you next time. Let me go and watch Brazil, Norway. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries.